This is not yet another video you are watching on social media. This is an unusually special message for you. Yes, you yourself. From an unusual person, a crazy tribal living in an unusual wonderland. It's a message from the heavens. Well, almost, because only the heavens are higher than where I am standing today. Khardungla Pass in Ladakh across the Indian Himalayas. So, what is the message then? I'm afraid the message is not very good. The heavens are in trouble. The mighty Himalayas are losing its glaciers at a very fast pace due to human-induced global warming and climate change. Just 25 years ago, when I traveled on this road, around the corner was a huge glacier on which vehicles used to cross on an iron bridge. But today, it is just high and dry like this. And yet, we continue with business as usual. Until recently, I used to think that climate action was almost impossible. But after the COVID pandemic, I know you all can act. You know how we brought the whole planet to almost a standstill. Although COVID was serious, and I have my sympathies with those who lost their near and dear ones, but there are much bigger challenges also. On the environmental front, did you know that air pollution alone kills 7 million people every year? And this figure is matched only by the World War I and II. According to WWF reports, 60% of the entire wildlife has been wiped out from the face of the earth in the last 50 years. 60% of what took nature billions of years. Corona kills only 2 to 3% of those affected, so you can guess who is a bigger virus here. Use and throw. We seem to be stretching our consumeristic philosophy a bit too far now. Instead of talking about healing this planet, we are talking about migrating to other planets to trash them, I guess. Or we simply blame one another. Recently, US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo blamed China for being the biggest polluter, causing 30% of the plastic pollution and greenhouse gas emissions. The answer is not in blaming China, but in us changing our lifestyles and start living simpler lives. We forget that China is not doing it for itself. It's because we, the people of the world, buy all these cheap Chinese goods. Goods that we don't even need, and make our houses into these museums of garbage. So I appeal to you all, please live simply in the big cities, so we in the mountains may simply live.
So we may simply live.
Well, in the past 25 years, we at Sekmol and Hayal have been trying exactly that, practicing rather than only preaching. We live in eco-community schools where students grow their own vegetables and fruits, use compost toilets to recycle the nutrients, build passive solar mud buildings that stay at plus 18 degrees Celsius even in minus 15 winters, and plant trees in the high Himalayas. To solve the water challenges in the Himalayan valleys, we have been building ice stupa artificial glaciers. To communicate these ideas to the world, last year we launched a global movement called I Live Simply. The United Nations and the Earth Day Network have been partners in it. And personally, I made several videos to appeal for lifestyle change. For example, to use cold showers instead of hot baths.
I've done my part. Now it's your turn. Go home and take a cold bucket shower.
To use, reuse and exchange old clothes rather than always buy new clothes. These are, well, 30 plus years old. I got them in April 1989. To use bicycles instead of cars. Every time you take a bicycle and not your car, you are saving roughly a kilogram of CO2 for every 5 kilometers or so. And trains instead of aeroplanes, and so on. And to make it fun for the youngsters, we presented I Live Simply movement as a crowdfunding campaign where you contribute not money, because the planet doesn't need your money, but rather make pledges worth thousands of dollars for the health of the planet without losing even a single dollar. So this Christmas, visit the ilivesimply.org crowdfunding campaign and gift a pledge to the planet. Make a New Year resolution to heal the earth. I know that many of you are perhaps thinking, I'm just one person. What difference can I make? Well, if 7 billion people of the world think the same, then nothing can change. But if 7 billion people stop being pessimistic and think they can act, then everything can change. And finally, please accept our good wishes for a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Together, let's pledge to make 2021 a year of difference.